"Will you take a check?" A bearded man in a sleeveless black t-shirt asks Sylvia as she twirls her hair between her fingers while standing underneath the street lamp. It is shortly after 1 a.m. "Pardon me?" Sylvia says and leans toward the man. "Do you take checks?" The man asks again. Sylvia smiles broadly. "No, I don't take checks." The man smiles and continues on his way. "I get all kinds," she says. The downtown lawyers who've wriggled momentarily free from their wives, the widowers who don't know what to do with their solitude, the damaged, vulnerable men who only want to be held like babies in her arms. One regular customer is a heroin addict who pays her to spend the entire night with him while he shoots up, nods off, and shoots up again. He just wants someone he recognizes to be there when he wakes up. Otherwise he freaks out, she explains. He gets paranoid, afraid really, like a lost little boy. Sylvia certainly understands fear. It is with her constantly. She once got in the car with a John who pulled a knife on her. At a stoplight, she jumped out and ran for her life. And to this day, if she gets into a car with a man, she keeps one hand on the door handle at all times. "I ask myself all the time how I got here," she says. Her father was a veterinarian in Paraguay, but when he retired, he couldn't stretch his pension far enough to take care of Sylvia, a brother, and 4 sisters who remained at home. He looked for another job, but found none. Sylvia decided that she would have to get a job, but she had no more luck than her father. Her 2 older sisters had left for neighboring Argentina a year earlier, and because their paychecks were effectively in dollars, they were able to send some of their earnings home. Sylvia got on a bus and headed south. Similarly pushed by falling wages in their home countries and seduced by Argentina's strong peso, Sylvia was joined by 844,797 other women from Latin America and the Caribbean who moved to Argentina in the 1990s, according to government statistics. Slightly more than 770,000 men migrated here over that period. A great migration is underway, not unlike the waves of Europeans and blacks from the American South who moved to the American North to work in stockyards, factories, and mills, beginning in the late 19th century. But the New World economy does not need men's strong backs so much as it needs the comfort provided by women like Sylvia. Globalization has feminized immigration, with a growing service economy fueled by nannies, maids, and prostitutes. Offering or soliciting sex for money is a crime in Buenos Aires, but police seldom enforce the law. When they do, according to relief workers, it is selective, usually targeting migrant sex workers. I'm going to stop it for a minute.
Oh, thank you. Just going to get over. You could say hello, that would be nice.
The Constitucion neighborhood is as synonymous with prostitution as it is with the train depot that was built more than 100 years ago to deliver Argentina's wealthy rural landowners and workers to the city. A highway dissected the neighborhood in the 1970s, demolishing its commercial heart. Stores and warehouses closed. The neighborhood lost a third of its population. Housing prices plummeted, and immigrants who began to pour into the city into the 1990s found rents affordable. "The neighborhood has been mutilated," said Emilion Barreso, 44, an architect and president of the Neighborhood Association. "There have always been prostitutes here. When I was a kid growing up, I might see 10 prostitutes a day. Now I can see that on one corner." With foreign cash pouring into the country to buy bonds, and state-owned utilities in Memem's first term in office, Argentina's economy grew by nearly 51 percentage points, but all of it was at the expense of the manufacturing sector. The number of people living in poverty jumped by 51% as well. 3 years into Memem's second term, the economy had slid into a full-blown recession just as Silvia arrived at Buenos Aires.